I would like to thank Darnell on Instagram for sending me this story right here that is coming out of a place called Parma, Ohio. So far, we have heard of several excuses of palm colored using reasons as to why they do the wicked things that they do. You know, we had the guy in Georgia who had allegedly a bad day and a sexual addiction. You had the Syrian quote unquote man out in Colorado who basically was a loner and he just never dealt with his own personal demons as to why he did what he did. Now we head over to Ohio to talk about what this guy whose name is Matthew J. Ponomarenko and why he did what he did to his own son, who I believe was just a year old, if I'm not mistaken. So this man right here murdered his son and blamed it on the voices in his head. So apparently the different people living inside of his head told him to murder his own son. And from what I gather, his son was naked, laying dead in the living room. Then he picked up the phone and called 911 and told them that he murdered his son, but it wasn't his fault, but it was the voices in his head that told him to do it. Let me go ahead and get into this. An Ohio man is accused of killing his 5-year-old son. I'm sorry, I said he was 1. He's 5. I should have known that because I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, he looks a little older than 1. An Ohio man is accused of killing his 5-year-old son with a baseball bat and telling a 911 dispatcher that he was hearing voices. Matthew J. Ponomarenko, age 31, and that is a haggard-looking 31, of Parma, was charged with 1 count of aggravated murder in Thursday's death of Jax Ponomarenko, the plain dealer of Cleveland, reported. Matthew is due in court at 11 a.m. Monday before Parma Municipal Court Judge Ken Spanagle, the newspaper reported. On Friday, police released an audio call the elder Ponomarenko made Thursday afternoon. I just killed my son, Ponomarenko tells the dispatcher, who asks, what do you mean? I'm hearing voices, Ponomarenko said. He's dead in the living room. When the dispatcher presses Ponomarenko for more information, he says, can you please just send the cops? Later in the 911 call, Ponomarenko tells the dispatcher that he killed his son with a baseball bat. He remains silent while the dispatcher attempts to ask questions and then says, they're here, before hanging up. Cuyahoga County spokesperson Mary Louise Madigan confirmed late Thursday that the county's Department of Children and Families closed out an investigation into Ponomarenko, the plain dealer reported. According to court records, Ponomarenko had a child endangerment case brought against him in 2017. The charges relate to a July 20, 2017 incident where police found Ponomarenko and his son, then a year old, naked. Matthew's mother had called authorities and said her son was suffering a mental breakdown, according to Parma police report. They about to lean heavy on this one. Get prepared, y'all. The BS is afoot. The boy was placed in the custody of an undisclosed relative. Matthew later pled no contest to the charge of child endangerment and was found guilty, the plain dealer reported. He was ordered to pay fines, the newspaper reported. Unfortunately, that's all he had to do because apparently the boy ended up back in his care and now the boy is dead. And you would think they would keep him out of his care considering the rather interesting way that they found them together back in 2017 when he was only a year old. The most recent contact the Department of Children and Families had with the family was in 2019. So they've literally had multiple contacts with child endangerment services for multiple things involving this guy and his son. Unfortunately, now the last time they would ever get called is the last time they will ever get called on this behalf because now the boy is dead. I don't know why they keep putting kids back in the situation with these badass parents who are unfit to be parents. Like, look at this guy. Would you let him watch your kid? Like, seriously, would you let this person watch your child and claim that he had voices? Well, first off, if he had a mental capacity that wasn't well enough to have a child, then the child definitely should not have been in his care. Because if he had these so-called mental issues, these mental issues did not just spawn right now. And I'm just playing devil's advocate. If he had these so-called mental issues, they didn't just spur up this week that he killed his son. This is something that's been ongoing, and they never took the time to really look into it, or maybe they did, but still left him there. or kept placing the child back in danger. But it's too late now because the boy is deceased. Well, now hopefully he can end up in jail. Well, see, here's the thing. If they lean on that mental illness thing, they're gonna probably put him in some kind of a psych ward or something like that, and that's probably where they're leaning heavily towards doing. But should he actually go to jail, then maybe he can be in a place all by himself where he can hear all the voices he wants, but at least he won't be a danger to anybody else. If he's a danger to himself, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. Make sure that you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I go live or upload a new video.